Hey, how is it going? Welcome to episode 3 here in Riverbend Springs, the Survive 25. Can you survive 25? Surviving 25 challenge, I guess. Sorry, it's a bit of a loss for words there. This is the challenge as put out by Rusty Money Gaming and Crustu, and that we're going to be playing a long time, or at least attempting to play a long time on this, what is hard to call a base game map. This map is fantastic. Definitely, I wonder. So we keep talking about how amazing this map is. I wonder if it would be just as amazing if it was on FS22, without all of the fancy lighting, the fog, all the new sounds. Like, I think it would still be just as, it would be good, but it wouldn't be as good because I just think you drop a map into this new this new world, and I think it really shines. I'd be curious to know if you played Zelonka on FS22 and now subsequently FS25. Is that actually the case? Do the maps get better when you put them into this environment? Anyways, so woke up early this morning and got some contracts out of the way. Did 2 cultivation contracts and 2 mowing contracts, so we collected some money already. Not huge. I think it was about 20 grand total. Definitely struggled with my smaller. I threw the mower on my smaller John Deere, which is about 115 horsepower, and I think the combo was rated for about 180. So it definitely had a hard time getting up and down the hills. But anyways, it survived. So we got those done, and now I'm just heading back to our compound to set up for some mowing. We're going to kind of remow our main yard because it hasn't grown a lot, but it's grown enough. I think we'll get some grass off of it, and then we're gonna and then we're gonna mow the new yard where I was cleaning the trees off. Then we're gonna go through and make. So we're gonna basically carve up that new piece of property to put a field in there, and then we're going to we might just sort of like sketch in where we think the yard's going to be in the main property just up here, and then once we do that, we'll see where we may want or we may get away with planting some grass over here. Ooh, school bus. Oh geez, I didn't see that guy. Yeah, sorry man, go ahead. Oh, it's morning here too. Like what time is it? Yeah, 8:30. That's probably filled with kids. My bad. Shoot. Anyways, yeah, we'll sketch out where we think the yard's going to be here, and then we'll take as much grass off of here as we can, so we can get kind of that extra cut. And then we will be planting some grass today. So I did manage to get at the end of the last episode, I think we left and I was going to be chipping all of that wood and getting it into the silo down at the rail yard. Wood chips. We have 317,000 liters of wood chips sitting in the silo, to the tune of about $172,000 in street value once it gets to its prime amount in January. That may or may not be all of the wood chips. That was extremely painful doing that. I hated every moment of it, and I'm not looking forward to doing more of it. Obviously, the hope, we have this piece of land right here. Yeah, we have this. So the hope is that we could have this, right? This piece here, and then we can put our farm up here. This ridge here is covered in trees. Now, I don't foresee opening up the entire ridge, but there should be a chunk here where we can sort of come up onto the hill and look over our operations. So there'll be a bunch of trees that got to cut there. I don't know whether we're going to have $240,000 before, like in any time soon. I'm always going to try, but I don't know where we're going to make the money, to be honest with you, short of doing contracts, but we're going to be running out of contracts. So it kind of only leaves, well, I don't know what it leaves, to be honest. I don't know what else we can do. The greenhouses only produce so much. The sheep are pretty slow, but we have to stockpile the wool. So really, yeah. So it's contracts. We can, we could cut trees down and sell the wood. I don't know. Who knows? But anyway, so today I'm not going to worry about that right now. But I guess what I'm saying is I'm not really looking forward to doing any more wood chips anytime soon. But I know we're going to end up having to. Today we will, like I said, we'll kind of sketch out what we want this yard or what we think this yard will look like. It's kind of hard because we have the construction project in the middle, and not knowing exactly how that's going to situate itself makes for a bit of a challenge, but I think we can get a rough idea. Then down here at 67, we'll carve in as big a grass field as we can. And then over here at 62, we may also look to try to see if there's any room for expansion on this field before we go and actually plant. So that's the plan there. So there's that. I think I'd like to purchase the first planks. We need 1,000 liters of wood beams, 1,000 liters of planks long, and 1,000 liters of planks, which I think comes in just under 10 grand. So we're building this one. So you can kind of see how that's going to land there. I think it'll be a good fit. I mean, if it's just in the middle, we got nice room to work with on this side. We could put an overhanging shed there if we need to do some pull-through stuff. So maybe anything we want to put on this side, we'll do it nice and tight to the fence, because then we'll know there's a bit of a gap. But yeah, so anyways, while this is building, it's going to be kind of difficult to figure out what we're doing, because I don't even know. Beams, planks, long planks. I don't know what that is. That looks like cement, and this looks like bricks. So who knows? I don't know. But enough of this. So let's dump this cultivator, because we're not going to use that right away. These bales really need to get inside, I think. Otherwise, we do potentially run the risk of losing them in a tornado, do we not? Yeah, I'm pretty pumped about the volume of wood chips that we have there. We have a substantial amount that we're going to be able to work with, which is great. You may have seen that show before on Maz in our FS22 somewhat unfinished series, but this time it'll be different. I think we were playing hard economy there too. Yeah, I see this grass, this looks like I should be able to take, this is first growth stage or something, so we'll take everything we can. If I can even get a handful of bales off, it'll be good. So I was looking at an overhead view of this sheep enclosure here, and then looking at the lot right next to it there where the next sheep enclosure is going to go. And originally I thought, okay, well, I'll just make a massive sheep enclosure and just use the rest of the space that's available. But now I think I can probably squeak a bit of a grass field plus a same size sheep enclosure as I already have, which I think is going to be a good use of space. So I see that I was watching a Farmer Klein live stream, Thanksgiving live stream. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody in the U.S. This will not matter to you anyways by the time you see this, because it'll be days and days and days later or whatever, but it might be Christmas time already for all I know. Anyways, yeah, he was showing how I guess there's a Loki that makes that made the universal auto load for previous FS, has an alpha version out that you can go and download now off of his something site. I don't know where. It could be itch.io or whatever, or a Facebook page. I have no idea. But I think that's cool. I don't really want to use auto load. I've never been a big fan of it, as you've heard me complain in the past when I accidentally bought something that was an auto load trailer. So if I can kind of try to avoid it, I will. I just like the manual. I mean, this is a guy coming from a guy that likes to use workers a lot, and once I learned how to use Courseplay, used it quite extensively. But I like to kind of do this sort of work. But definitely, you suffer through it and get the job done. It's kind of satisfying, but I don't know. In the long run, maybe I'll get sick of suffering and want that. So it's kind of nice to see those things are coming back. It's funny, it's like we all moved, and now we're starting to see old friends come out of the woodwork, like Super Strength and Lumberjack and all these things. And then there's going to be friends that are going to come out of the woodwork we totally forgot about, mods that we just forgot that we loved, and didn't even realize that we missed. I'm like, oh, it's you. I have no idea. I forgot about you. Once these are lined up, we're going to check the store quickly, too. I'm surprised that I didn't see anything new this morning. If anything, it sold down to just that one Ropa header, and then there was nothing else that showed up. I don't know what I need. Actually, if a baler showed up right now, like a nice round baler, I'd be happy. Because if I could pick one up for like $20,000, it'd be great. Because once we get everything mowed and lined up, we're gonna have to get ourselves a baler. We'll have to lease the baler, I guess. But if I have the opportunity to buy one cheap, that'd be super good. So let's pray together. Please, Lord, give us a baler. Don't know what I'm gonna do with that straw bale. I don't need straw here. It's just one of those things where it's like, oh wait, I can take that. So you take it, and then next thing you know, you're like, what do I do with it now? Man, it's funny. Earlier today, so on a personal side note, my oldest son is 18, which blows me away. But anyways, so he's bought himself his first vehicle. He found after searching extensively through Marketplace, he's found himself what I think might turn out to be a decent buy, actually. He found an '05 Silverado, which I think we managed to steal. Hopefully we discover that that's indeed the case. But anyways, so tomorrow he's driving for 8 hours round trip to purchase a set of rims and tires that he found on Marketplace from a guy. Nothing too fancy, but they're like GM factory rims, but for a 3/4 ton Denali. This is a 1500 HD, so it's got eight lug bolt pattern, and sort of works. I think he might need an adapter, but anyways, he's not doing any real heavy towing or whatever. So, but yeah, he's pretty pumped for that, and it's kind of I don't know, it's cool. Like, I remember my first shitbox first car was an $800 Toyota Corolla, and I mean, granted, he spent about $4,000 to find this truck, and hopefully it lasts. But you think he's becoming a much better human than I was at his age, which is kind of cool. And then let me just get this up here. Yeah, so it's been fun to watch him sort of move into his truck, and also fun to call the insurance company to let them know, hey, you know what, he's not going to be driving my. I have a Golf GTI, and then I have an '05 Tundra, so my insurance should go down about. And I have commercial insurance, so my insurance will go down about $600 a month, which is nice. Yeah, and the other interesting thing with him, he had some. I think he had a buddy or a guy that he knew at school that had picked up a job last year doing snow removal for a company, and so he went in and had an interview with one of the companies, and they gave him a job on their snowblower crew. So basically, he'll be on call pretty much now till April, 24 hours on call. But they gave him he doesn't know whether it's a John Deere or a Massey yet, with a snowblower on the back. So I was like, what the hell? So I'm like, man, you literally walked in there and they just gave you a tractor? He's like, yep, no problem. So he's been ripping around the neighborhood in this tractor with a blower on the back of it, practicing. Like, man, really? Okay, well, it should be interesting. So they have a good policy where, I mean, if you damage something, you're not responsible. But if you're doing it multiple times, then you got some problems. So I guess they have good insurance policies. But yeah, it's kind of wild. So he was telling me about how bouncy the seating is in the tractor. And then with the plow on the front, how the front wheels are move quite a bit. Like, so you get to the point where you've got really light steering because all the weight with the snowblower. So yeah, 1 minute they're falling asleep in a backpack on a hike on the beach, and the next minute they're getting jobs driving tractors around the neighborhood. Let's see if this is even is this even okay? Well, I mean, that saves that, I guess. Isn't that kind of weird that you can't? It does look like you could mow. Huh. Okay, well, you know what? There is some grass that we didn't get to mow last time because there was trees and such in the way, so let's just get that now. Let's get right up to the road here. We're going to be sort of scrounging for grass. Because once we plant the grass, obviously it's not going to grow anytime soon, so we want to make sure we got as much as possible. Yeah, let's hope a nice used baler shows up, because it's going to suck to lease a baler for the small amount that we're actually mowing. Oh, low tree. There. Maybe we can turn that into some kind of art. Oh, another one. What the hell? Who's moving all this wood? So the only other good news with when your child is running a route somewhat near your house with a giant snowblower is that you can kind of lean on them to pass by your house to clear your snow. Okay, we're getting what we can anyways. We'll go over to that other field. This is not going to be much here. Okay, so there's really nothing here. It looks like this field is really making the most of it. Yeah, there are some... This is one of the fields where there are some trees that we could potentially grab, but I mean, we're not desperate. Like, there's grass right here that I could... I guess I might as well, right? Let's take what we can. There, might as well. It's not going to be much, but you know what? It'll be something, that's for sure. I don't think maybe we'll get a bale off of here. I wouldn't call these desperate times, but we definitely want... Oh, I hope I can get the grass. See how the grass is like squishing out onto the road? I'm hoping that it allows me to pick that up. And then we may want, when it's time to cultivate, we may want to come in here and actually stretch the field out a little bit right to the road. It's grass, so it's not like I'm worried about destroying a crop of some kind. This so if you look on the mini map, there's like a little corner here that belongs to us. So there are some trees in there that we could take out. Oh, there's one of them. Shoot. What are you doing, man? Alright, let's forget that. I was kind of like keeping my eye on some of the other grass fields just in case maybe I got a little more ambitious and decided to pick up a full grass field, but I don't know. I think we'll just kind of deal with what we have. We have, obviously you can see there $135,000. I do want to, we're going to have to do something about a baler, so potentially lease, if not something else. I want to put in another sheep enclosure and buy sheep. We're going to need to deal with, as far as the cedar. So yeah, there's some expense there. So another piece of property isn't really in the works. One day we'll have to actually pay off our loan too. I'm not worried about that. I mean, we can go years before we do that. There's nothing that says it has to be paid off like immediately. Yeah, we're not. This is not like the best grass here. There's rocks in it and everything. Geez, yeah, currently this is a rough little yard. And we still have that weird piece of wood sitting there. This will be a nice yard when we're done with it. As I'm cutting this, I'm thinking how it's funny where a little patch of grass like this early on in every gameplay is like, ooh, yeah, this will be great. We'll make a grass field out of it. Then eventually you don't even want to go near these fields because you just have everything, all your fields are larger, and it's like, well, why would I want to go bother with that little field? But right now it's sort of like, it's everything. Yeah, so even, I mean, we make this a grass field now, and eventually if we want to kind of, pave it over and turn it into more of an industrial yard, I'm not going to feel bad. It'll serve its purpose through this first season for sure. Plus, when we go and we cultivate it, it'll just become nice and smooth. We'll get rid of any of the imperfections except for that one weird log thing, and yeah, it'll be nice. I'm looking forward to sketching this yard out. We'll just use dirt probably, the painting tool, maybe a little bit of gravel just for because I can't help myself. But yeah, we'll kind of map it out and see what we're dealing with. I think I have a rough idea where I want to see things. Obviously, like I said, that one shed in the middle there is going to sort of dictate where things go. But I sort of placed it in the middle intentionally because it's okay if we have a little bit of room around it. It's going to be it's in the right spot. As far as the sheep are concerned, that's really all that matters because it's going to house the bales. But where are you going? Let's go this way. So yeah, it'll be very easy to work around. I don't want to leave too much room between the new shed that's going to be built and whatever else we place. But in the end, you can't really go wrong. We have a lot of space. All right, well, I mean, it's dumping a bit of a row for us to pick up. That's not the worst. It'll be nice in the future when we have, whatever the next farm is, it's going to include some kind of crop that we have to harvest, which will 100% not be a root crop. Well, who knows, maybe, but probably not. But it'll be nice to have like a harvester and stuff. All right, final little bit here, and then we'll cross our fingers that something in the used market's changed and we now have a baler that's on sale. Or that I learn how to back up. And the train. I'm sure he was just as nervous as I was. Alright, let's see if anything's popped up in the store. Nope. Man, really? Alright, let's quickly scan the area for properties. 135,000. Yeah, see, the grass fields are all up here, so whatever we get down here, we'd have to make. Which I'm not opposed to making a grass field, but not right now. All right, just I don't know what to expect, to be honest with you, but I'm gonna just before I lease the baler. I just know how much we're gonna use a baler in the future, so it would suck to lease a baler and then have one show up right away. So I think what I'm gonna do is we're gonna rip over to the store, get a pallet fork. So then we'll have a pallet fork. We'll have we'll have the pallet fork, we'll have the bale spike, and then we'll have the log grab. So I'm going to get that, and then we're going to purchase the long plank, and whatever the other thing was, beams. and get those over here and put them into our job site, so that way that's cooking along. I don't think it's going to be as easy as just popping that in and think we're going to be close, but anyways, it's a start, I think. Then we'll go take care of the baling. Then we'll go and then we have to, get the cultivator and make the fields. Then we'll have to lime them. Then we'll have to put the seed in there. So we got a full day ahead of us just to do all that. But I think I'd like to get those planks in there right away, which would be good. So I'll get the pallet fork and then we'll reconvene at the store where we buy the planks. Oh god. Okay, planks. $1,800. Planks long. Ugh. What's that, like $3,600 so far? Wait, $4,600 so far? So yeah, it's about $9,000, I guess. Something about being ready in the hall, but maybe it's back here. Oh, I was gonna say, where's my stuff? Found it. Let's see how heavy this stuff is. I seem to remember this stuff being very heavy from Silver Run. Let's see if I can stack. If I could somehow stack all three, I'd be laughing. Alright, so if I just get that to lean on me, it could be enough. We're pretty straight shot, so I think if I just take it easy, we may be alright. I'm going to do my best not to look around for collectibles while I'm driving. Alright, so we'll get this rolling, then we'll get the baler, get those bales, get them moved. Cultivate, lime, cedar, fertilizer. Thanks. Oh, yep, okay. Yeah, I guess it's doing step 1 right now. Okay, good job. Okay, so this thing can move over here. And we'll head to the store, and I'm not going to do anything until I check the store one more time to make sure that there's no baler in there. Alright. Absolutely nothing pops into the store all day. Alright, magically it's 12:30 now. I just went to grab a bite to eat. I ran across the road to a diner. I just wanted to see if anything else popped up. Oh, now there's nothing. Okay, well, you know what's going to happen. I'm going to lease this baler, and then, although I guess after this we probably don't really need a baler till the spring anyway, so it's not the end of the world, but we're going to lease a baler, and then one's going to show up. So let's lease this. I don't want to make the, I guess it doesn't really matter whether I make 125 centimeters or 150. It's not going to be much more to lease this, so let's just not even look. Let's just lease it. You know, in hindsight, for $3,300 to lease this, I probably could have just bought like we could have fed them hay. 4,500 liters. I could have bought, what, 3 of these? 24, almost 4 of these. And probably would have got more grass. That wasn't very smart, was it? Stupid. Anyways, let's see how many bales we get, and then we can worry about it afterwards. Duh. Let's see how quick this fills up. I was just thinking, okay, we can't afford to miss any, and then immediately start missing a bunch. Let's go back. Oh, we're almost up to a bale. These are going to be 5,500 liter bales. The ones in the store, the hay, were like $850 for, I think those are 4,500 liter bales. So I don't really know how that compares, but I guess if we did the math, we could probably figure it out. All right. There's 2 cultivation contracts right now. Well, there's more than 2, but there's one that's like 5,000 change, and then there's another one that I think is like 7,000 something. I'm really tempted. See, the thing with these contracts, once the contract's done, it's not like then you can wait, for the next one, because then you sort of got to wait till all the farming activities happen again. So it's kind of hard to not do these contracts when they're available, because they're not coming back. Okay, so let's remember we have 1 bale there. I'll have to remember there's one over here too, then we'll dropping them all over the place. And maybe we'll end up with more, like a better outcome than I suspected. It's not gonna, for $3,300. Well, I guess that's the question, right? So if we end up with more, grass, then I don't know. Whatever, guys. I don't even know what I'm saying now. I think you guys know what I mean. I just need the value of the bales to be more than what we had to pay for the lease, and then we know we're ahead of the game. That's what I was trying to say. There we go. It was like 98% or whatever. It was almost a full bale. We'll drop that there, and let's go to the next yard. I often think that if I was making a map like this, I would, because as I was mentioning earlier episode or whatever, I like it when there's like little pocket fields, or then stuff you have to discover. I like the ones you have to actually turn into a farm, like not just everything's a field. It's kind of cool when it's not actually a field yet. So I think if I was building a map, I would probably include a lot of that type of stuff. Right, keep them coming, boys. Geez, what are we working on? Bale number 4 over here. 4 bales here, 1 bale in the main yard, that's 5, and pretty much 2 bales on the other yard, so 7 bales. Oh, not bad. That'll come in handy over the winter time when there's no more meadow grass. And we have double the amount of sheep. Actually, yeah, so if I can get the new sheep in, get that enclosure built soon and get the new sheep in, they'll have some time to munch down some meadow grass before we got to worry about anything. Okay, so 1,600. What's over here? 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's take this back to our yard. We're going to empty a 1,600 liter bale. It's just going to be a tiny little bale, I guess. And then we can return this lease. And then the fun part over here anyways, we'll get the cultivator out. Make a field over here. Oh, well, I guess we have to move the bales too. But and then before I make a field in the main yard, I want to sketch it out. Okay, so the bale doesn't look any different. Yeah, I see the cultivating. Are these cultivating? Fertilizer, deadwood. Yeah, look, 7. There's almost $13,000 right there. Ugh, I just can't do that right now. I should. We'll see if they're still available when we're done here for the day. There you go, that was necessary. Okay, so let's go get the 2 first. Alright, well here's a test to see if we can carry 4. I think if I keep them low enough and, well, I don't know, whatever, we'll see. We'll see in a second. I was just going to say, I think if I keep them low enough and use the backstop there, then maybe we can. But I guess I don't know how I carry 4 anyways, because I'd have to stack 2 on top of each other and then grab them all. Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to do that, but let's go get what we can. Yeah, maybe if I grab 3, then I can come back and get the single and then grab the 2 in the other field, so it's still only 2 trips. I'm always just trying to figure out how I can limit the amount of trips. I think before I cultivate, I think I'm gonna have to get out with a paintbrush and paint those rocks in, so I don't run into too many problems. Never really dealt with them when it comes to cultivation and field creation, but I just have a hunch that I want to take care of it in advance, so when I come through with the cultivator, I'm not dealing with any weird issues. Okay, a little light in the back end, I guess. Ooh, we're bouncing on the front wheels for sure. Now I got a sign with me. Yeah, so it definitely nose heavy, but we have a weight on, which is good, and we don't have to go too far. That's also good. And that kind of just makes one more trip for us. Missed that corner. Just kind of like gently rolled through the corner there. Alright, let's get these put away. Put away. It's not really putting them away, it's just stacking them over here. It's like, alright, let's stack these in the middle of the yard. Okay, no problem. Alright, totally unnecessary. likely going to just roll all the way back down. Those will all be flat on the ground before you know it. But that was kind of fun stacking them like that. Yeah, look, so you see the cut we just did. It's definitely short, right? And then and you look at this, what I'm driving on right now as a longer cut. I'm surprised it didn't just let me mow at my own discretion, even though it would have been a smaller yield. I mean, in the end, I guess it did all right. I mean, the animals are going to have enough to eat over the winter anyways. Oops. Okay, so I did say it'd be nice to... Well, you know, I said it'd be nice to cultivate and to seed at the same time, but I think what we're going to end up doing, just looking at the amount of time that we've been recording for, we're going to go and make the field in the one piece of land. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to make our fields, and then in the next episode we're going to discover what the differences are between like powdered lime and liquid lime, because now we have the ability to use liquid lime, and I don't really know what the difference is. So we're going to compare and contrast and make an informed decision there, and then we're going to get the cedar. I guess in the end, I don't think I have to fertilize the grass, do I? Does it not? I mean, because when we plow grass to make a field, does that not give us like one stage of fertilizer anyway? I can never remember what it is. Or do we fertilize when we plant it, and then at the first growth stage, I think you roll it, it takes it back a stage, but then it comes in 10 times hardier? Is that how it works? I don't know. Oh, it smooths them out. It smooths them out, so that's okay. Still feels so weird pushing the cultivator like this. I swear I saw another piece of wood somewhere. Have to keep our eyes open for that. This is looking good. I don't know how much grass I think we've seen. So with properly, you know, cultivated grass, we might get like 6 or 7 bales off of here maybe instead of the 4 we got. I don't know. And did we even get 4? Or did we already have a loaded baler when we got over here? Alright, this will be the last pass here. Definitely, once you clean the yard up, it definitely looks like more of a field, which is good. It was pretty scraggly before, obviously. Got a nice little root island over there. But yeah, if we zoom back here, there's a couple places I could probably stretch it a little bit and try to squeeze a bit more. But you know what? We're just going to be happy with what we've got. Yeah, I like it. Let's see if it shows up on the map. All right. There's our nasty looking little field. So we have a lot more room we could work with, but there's a brush all there, so we're going to have to clean all that out. But anyways, yeah, so cultivated. I have a feeling, well, we're planting grass there, so I don't think weeds are going to grow there, right? Is that how it works? Okay, let's go stretch. Let's go stretch the other field, and then we will determine where we want our grass field to be in the main yard, and then I think we're done, folks. We may do one very last thing if we get the field in and still feel like we're up for it, and that's put in the additional sheep pen, so that way we have 40 or 50 more sheep making wool for us. But it's not the end of the world if we don't do that. There's no shortage of things that I ran into in the ground there, that's for sure. It's like the front end was just exploding. Alright, you know the rules, one pass. That's not the rules, but a reference to the pizza reviews. Alright, so we need to go figure out what kind of fields we want to make over here. See what I mean about the sheep? Like if I go to about there, we'll have 2 sheep pens of similar size. That's fair. It might not be as large as the first one, but you know what? Should give us over 100 sheep anyways. So this could be a grass field. Yeah, you know what we'll do? So this will become a sheep field for the winter. This can become a grass field, so we at least get one cut in the spring. And then if we want to turn that into a sheep field, we can do that. Okay, so I was thinking that we want to take the driveway across to here. So when we pull in, we could pull in here. And we'll put the gravel and a little bit of asphalt down after. Where did the, so with the update, did we lose the circular brush? Is it only square now? Because it used to be B, I thought. We know that the back of the shed's going to be over here. We want a way around it. Alright, so for now we'll give ourselves that. And then maybe we want about that, probably. So we'll end up with a shed here for bales. And then we can put some kind of shed off the side here for tractors and things like that. That's cool. Once this is built, then we can look at whether we want to do anything with this space right here. But that would give us this that we could plant, and then maybe even this too. So Ola Haldor for the New Frontier has included in that map, like, I don't know, twice as many ground textures as what we have in the base game. So it would have been nice to see more, like more in the base game, I guess. But I guess all in time, right? And just a smattering of asphalt. All right, so I wish I could put more sheds in right now. Like I think a machine shed that backs in here would allow us. So once this shed's here for the bales, if we have a machine shed here that we could back our equipment into, it'd be perfect. But I don't really want to put it in until I know how much room we have. Yeah, so this could work out really well. So all right, let's get the field in there, and then we'll see what that looks like. Gotta be careful because this cultivator takes some liberties, and where you think you're allowing it to create a field, all of a sudden it jumps pixels. But again, like this is all grass, so it's like everything's grass here. So it's not like if I end up taking a little bit too much that it's going to create a problem. It's just grass in the end, right? Yeah, I think this will give us quite a bit of grass actually when you look at the the new field area that we're creating, plus that that sort of existing field that we bought. I think it's a fair amount of real estate that we'll be able to work with. If you're still watching at this point in the video, comment down below beacons, or is there an emoji for beacons? Slap it in there. And a pre-thank you if you are. But I also don't know what's wrong with you. You should have given up a long time ago. It's hard to you gotta keep reminding yourself that there's meant to be 3 individual farms, because constantly in this game you're sort of thinking about the next step. What else could you be doing? And I'm thinking about other crops and stuff, and I'm like, wait a minute, I just literally need grass to feed sheep, and then I just need to oh actually sorry, no, that's here, let me so I need grass to feed sheep so that way they can in turn give me wool, and then I can turn that wool into fabric and then hopefully clothes. But on that note, cotton is another way to produce fabric, so it wouldn't be unreasonable to get to the point where I was planting cotton also for my spinnery, because in the end, if the funnel is something material goes into spinnery, creates fabric, and then perhaps turns into clothing, well that's a legitimate source right there, the cotton. So yes, indeed, we could work with cotton. Now we need an inexpensive way to harvest it, and I don't even know if that's a reality. I think I heard somebody saying that in FS22, and I basically I haven't looked at a mod for FS22 for like a month, but I don't think anyways. But so in FS22, apparently they just launched or introduced a tow behind cotton baler. Is that right? That was far less expensive than the big cotton harvesters. If that's a reality and that comes to FS25, then that would make it affordable for us. So in the next episode, like I mentioned, we will definitely be putting the seeds in the ground. I'm really curious to see. So when we opened up FS25 for the first time, we were greeted with a list of very expensive equipment. One spreader that allowed us to put lime down, and it's massive. That was our only option. So there was a mod today that offers us liquid lime, and I don't know how it compares, financially, because lime is very inexpensive. But this liquid lime option, I think there was even like a liquid lime silo, like refill silo that you could put down. But anyways, I guess I haven't looked yet, but now you could essentially put any sprayer could now spray this lime. So I'm curious to see what I've never actually looked at the sprayers in FS25 in the base game. So I'm curious to have a look and see what's actually available, because maybe we can save ourselves some money by going liquid. I just don't know how much it costs compared to the solid. And then, I mean, even if if it says, well, 1,000 liters, it's the exact same price. Well, I don't know how much faster we go through liquid than we do regular lime. Or, because it's a game, maybe they programmed it to handle both at the same rate, which would probably be the most reasonable thing to do, I think. I love the ground deformation is amazing as I go back and forth here in the soft dirt, and it's leaving these tracks. It's so cool. So this tree here, I can use the lumberjack mod to delete it, rather than having to harvest it or deal with it anyways. So that's good. So we'll take this right across. Obviously, we mowed this high, so we didn't, I guess, get a warning that says we can't mow here. So let's, or that it's not our property. So let's plow this and hope for the best. Alright, so we want to leave a bit of an island here, but really we don't need to leave much. In the end, it's all grass. So I'm going to do my best to pick this up again in this month, I guess, because let's shut this off so I don't accidentally cultivate something we don't want to. Let me get off the dirt so we can take a quick look at what this looks like. Yeah, okay, so it's a little sloppy, but it'll look good once it's grass, because basically this will just be grass, and then we'll build this out. And I mean, this doesn't have to be anything too fancy, right? I mean, with sheds, we have, ooh, look at that. You see the streaking there? But yeah, sheds like this could go. Oh, look, you can see the base. Okay, that's good. So that's new. See the base of the shed right there. Okay, so that helps because there shouldn't be anything else around it. So, I mean, in the end, if we had a couple of sheds like this here, then that leaves us lots of room between that building and here to be able to back up and stuff. So two sheds here will allow us to put away our equipment. This will be for bales, and then we can probably even put like a bit of an overhang there, and then that'll make for a decent shop, a decent yard anyways. Now if you had slightly taller shed, yeah, like, I mean, it wouldn't be too crazy to even do something like this. It would still give us a fair amount of space between the shop and this shed. Sorry, I'm just thinking out loud here, but the other sheep pen here. And then when we get our $240,000, we purchase this. Once we purchase that, we can cut out the trees in this area here, expand this grass field up as, into whatever open area there is, because obviously at that point, like, we can mow all that. And then, we're sheeping. I like it. Once this is built, we can probably fit one more greenhouse back there too, or maybe one here. I don't know. But I don't want to overcommit. So anyways, yeah, like I said, next episode we will be putting some material down into the ground, I guess. Likely we'll see what's available for contracts again. I mean, we kind of have no choice. That's been our lifeblood. And then we will, get to work over here, because it's kind of a jumbled mess with the leaning tower of bales and everything else here. So we'll just quickly recap here with our stats to see. So time played this session was almost 4 hours. Now that obviously there was a number of time. There was quite a bit of time there off camera too, as I was getting certain things done, and the contracts in this morning and whatever. But yeah, that's a hefty amount of time. A total of 17 hours over the 3 episodes. We only have 10 collectibles left, so I want to make a concerted effort to find those, so we have that money to invest early on here. And then as far as finances go, so far in September, because September's not done, we're going to see about trying to get some stuff in the ground now. Vehicles, bought a chainsaw. Construction costs have been, I don't know what that would be. Oh, landscaping and everything like that, of course. Yeah, bought some land. Vehicle running costs and vehicle leasing costs. Jesus, $13,000. This is just maintenance, I think. Yeah, that's probably when we paid them for the maintenance. $13,000 in leasing costs. Random fuel. Okay, there's that. This is what we bought. We bought the wood for, or sorry, here's where we paid for the wood, I guess. That's from the contracts. $88,000 in. Holy crap! You know what? If we end up doing a couple more contracts before September's done, we may hit $100,000 in contract income in this month, which would be pretty substantial. Actually, yeah, because this was only a half month because there was only one day in August. We've paid almost $12,000 in worker fees, and there's the collectibles plus the loan interest. So there you go. All right. Whew. Good times. Okay, so I will catch you later, y'all.